Hey everyone, look at what PhoneArena got. The world's most expensive and exquisite foldable phone, Huawei's Mate Xs, which we'd wager to say is also the best foldable phone yet, as it keeps the promise of foldables for a big screen that turns into an even bigger screen better than the competition. Why? Here's the scoop. There are three distinct foldable phone designs so far: clamshells like the Galaxy Flip and Moto Razr, the infolding concept of the Galaxy Fold, and the so-called outfolder type of the Mate Xs here, that handsomely wins the design practicality round. What's the problem with the other two flexible phone concepts, you ask? Well, bendy phones of the clamshell or infolding type all offer puny external displays so far, forcing you to open them all too often for, well, most anything you might want to do on them, and we check our phones more than 100 times a day. With the outfolding Mate Xs, however, you get a generous 6-inch plus display where you can easily do the vast majority of your smartphoning, and which can quickly turn into a tablet-sized 8-incher for longer reading, browsing, watching or gaming sessions. While the thinnest foldable in open state, the phone is still rather thick and heavy when closed if you judge by non-foldable standards, so bear that in mind. You simply push on the hatch release button and straighten the soft display out around the hinge in the middle. Said hinge is called Falcon Wing and has been so over-engineered with a zirconium-plated mechanism for durability after the original Galaxy Fold fiasco that it actually requires quite a bit of force to push down on the middle and open the Mate Xs until your muscle memory kicks in after a few tries. There is naturally a slight bump in the middle of the soft display, just as there is a crease on the Galaxy Fold, and both phone makers warn that some wrinkling and ridges may occur there. The slight bump when the phone is open doesn't really detract from the viewing experience as much as we expected, and with time we even got so used to it that we forgot it's there except for the purpose of explaining it here. Since people's biggest worry with the outfolding design that has the bendy display facing the user at all times are drops, scuffs and scratches, we'll get this out of the way first. Huawei has addressed those fears, and the Mate Xs does have screen protection. No, we didn't try to peel it off, as well as this bumper case in the box, while the materials that go into a foldable display ensure durability against drops. The panel is after all made with a plastic, not a glass substrate, and the multi-layer covering is not glass as well, so there is less chance for something to crack or split when dropped. The soft display cover smudges easily though, so you'd have to wipe it more often than a glass oleophobic coating if you want a pristine state. The display's minimum brightness and its white balance presentation are excellent, and the screen leaves something to be desired outdoors as the peak brightness is about average. Now here comes the most interesting part. What can you do when you open the phone and get an 8-inch display? Well, while it makes reading, surfing the web or browsing Instagram the most joyful experience on a phone, the display's nearly square aspect ratio doesn't add as much value with its size when it comes to media consumption. Video playback is actually the biggest gripe we have with the otherwise giant unfurled Mate Xs display. Since most of them are shot in the 16:9 format and the 8:7.1 screen is almost square when opened, there are thick black strips above and below the video, defeating the purpose of having an 8-incher. Ditto for some pictures in the gallery, but at least you can zoom those in. Needless to say, you can get a third-party player like MX that allows you to stretch and fill the display, but overall the square format is a rather squishy one to watch videos in. What we were more interested in was the tailored for foldables interface components and how has Huawei addressed the usability challenges and advantages that stem from the dynamic layout. First off, when close, the phone is a hardy 6.6-inch monkey. No notch, no punch hole, no nothing, just screen. Thus, if a 6.6-incher is enough for you as a daily driver, you don't even need to open the Mate Xs. The rear 6.4-inch display part kicks in when, say, you want to take a selfie, as the camera kit sits right next to it. Push the button to release the far end of the screen, open it straight, and the interface sprawls over a vast 8-inch real estate, akin more to a small tablet rather than a phone. The interface scales accordingly, and you don't have to do anything but set the keyboard in one of the many modes, split one-handed or floating, that you feel most comfortable. If you need split-screen multitasking, there is Huawei's multi-window mode when you reach the bezel for a back gesture, but hold your thumb a bit. A strip menu with app shortcuts appear, and you can throw any combo of browsers, maps, calculators, messaging apps, etc. in a side-by-side or floating view. The phone sports a rather respectable camera kit with a large 40 megapixel main sensor, ultra-wide and optical zoom cameras, while the camera app has manual mode that allows you to shoot in the full resolution, even in RAW format. When you tap the selfie camera icon, the phone prompts you to flip it over, as the selfie camera kit is actually the main camera. One advantage of Huawei's ingenious Mate Xs design, so you can have prettier than usual self-portraits. The camera samples came out well, with good dynamic range coverage and plenty of detail. The main camera produces slightly warmer yellowish colors compared to shooting with the 16 megapixel wide or 8 megapixel telephoto cameras, and its hues seem a bit washed out. The Kirin 990 chipset can deal with 4K video recording, but Huawei's recommended format in the camera app is the YouTube-friendly Full HD in the regular 16:9 aspect. The colors are vibrant, dynamic range good, and the video stabilization works well. The battery life is also very good. We got about a day and a half with normal usage, unless you browse or game on the unfurled display for long sessions, which could really drain it. Thankfully, there is a generous 65-watt brick in the box to fully charge the phone in about an hour. Overall, when it comes to design practicality and hardware, we found the Mate Xs to be the best folding phone released so far. A big 6-inch plus handset when closed, a veritable 8-inch tablet when opened. That's what foldable phones were supposed to bring, and Huawei still managed to keep things relatively thin and small. Performance is snappy, pictures and video are good, and the tailored for foldables interface has some interesting layout ideas. Unfortunately, you will only be able to import it in the US, and such foldables are prohibitively expensive to make and own. Yet the Mate Xs is undeniably a unique head turner, and if you like to be different, you would appreciate owning one. This was a video review of the Mate Xs from PhoneArena. For more information, you can visit us at phonearena.com. Thanks for watching.